It's Game 30 of the Cotuit Kettleers season here live from Gov Fuller Field, the home of the Falmouth Commodores, the third time we've seen the doors this summer. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Chris Albright sitting to my left. I'm Connor Shue. Cotuit coming into this one 11-16-2. They've dropped 4 straight, including a tough loss last night. It just hasn't been the greatest stretch of baseball for the Kettleers, so looking to get right today against a West Division opponent after their loss to Chatham.
Well, Connor, it's been a season that's kind of been flying by. I mean, for Cotuit, you're looking at yourself, you're in 5th place in the West with about a fourth of the season to go. But the saving grace is you're just a couple points behind everyone. One of those teams being Falmouth, who currently sits 13-15-1. That's good for 27 points in the Cape League standings scoring. Cotuit at 24 points. So needing to make up a ground of 3 points, you can get that with a win and a tie, or you could surpass that with 2 wins. And a win here tonight would be big. This is the 4th matchup of the season between these two teams. Two teams very close in distance and very close in playing style, led by both a couple of first-year managers. So overall, just a good stretch of baseball shaping up here come the end of the season. Even if these games are, against tough divisional opponents, it's a good contest and a good competition for the Kets.
Cotuit down a game and a half to 3 teams tied for second place, Bourne, Falmouth, and Hyannis. The Falmouth Commodores coming into this one 13-15-1, and they're just looking to keep their heads above water, like you said, right above the Cotuit Kettleers sitting at 11-16-2. They're going to come up to bat first, so Chris, how do they stack up in the lineup?
The Kettleers lineup card today looking very similar to what we've seen the past couple of days. Leading off is Camden Johnson, the fleet-of-foot left-handed hitter. He'll be followed by another quick lefty, Dean West, batting from the 2 spot. Ryan Farber, the switch hitter, bats third. Caden Bogenpole, the power-hitting lefty, hitting the cleanup spot. It will be Jack Natilli, Nolan Stevens, and Luke Matthews, 5, 6, and 7. And then 8 and 9, Case Sanderson and Luke Lavin.
And we'll kick it to our sideline reporter, Brooke Kilgore, for her chat with Lauren Hibbs after last night's game.
Brooke Kilgore here following a 6-4 loss against the Chatham Anglers with head coach Lauren Hibbs. Coach, first of all, called to darkness tonight for actual reasons.
We got 8 innings. Though,
yeah, 8 innings. So first of all, what were you seeing from tonight?
Well, the umpires, I thought, did a really good job of managing the whole situation, which is compliments to them. We just made it too easy for them to score tonight. We were kind of all over the place with our strike zone, where we were throwing the ball, and we just didn't do the things, that we've been doing most of the summer. So, we just got to keep hanging in there, keep grinding. We've had some weird stuff happen here the last 3 games, but that happens sometimes. We just got to keep preparing the right way and showing up and competing.
Past couple of weeks and the losses especially, you guys have had the lead for a good majority of the game at times, yes, and then given it up towards the end of the game. What do you think needs to change in these last 10 games of the season in order to get your team in the playoffs?
That's a good question. We got 11 games.
11,
so,
yes.
Yeah, I'm one
Forget
by
the
one. That's all right.
Yep.
I'm one by one. But, just, again, we're new guys coming in. Guys are leaving, trying to figure out, the right pieces of the puzzle. So, we're going to keep showing up and keep preparing the right way and go through our scouting reports and try to put our guys in the best situation to be successful.
Couple attempts out there to steal bases, ending and being thrown out here and there. What is your definition in terms of choosing when to be more aggressive or when to hold back?
Yeah, when guys get good leads and good jumps, we want them to be aggressive. We played that way all summer. We're going to continue to play that way. So if they get a good lead and a good jump, and we end up again, we've got certain counts. We know we're going to get certain pitches. They crossed us up a couple of times. They threw fastballs up, and then we end up getting a throw out at second base. So again, I don't want to get too deep in the woods, but I like the aggressiveness with our guys. Dean West hit a ball down the line. He's out of the box thinking double, and that's the way we want to play. They made a good play. They threw him out at second, but we're never going to be upset when guys are being aggressive and they're being smart about what's going on. And, we have to play that way because we don't have the physicality We love our guys. We don't have the physicality in the middle of our order that most of the teams up here in the Cape have. So we've got to be aggressive. We've got to do some things. We're going to keep trying to find the right pieces of the puzzle.
Final question for you tonight. Bo Sampson getting the start in his final game as a Cotuit Kettleer. What were you seeing from him tonight?
Well, we set it up where we delayed him this summer so he could be a starter. He threw like 10 innings at Oklahoma. We delayed his start to allow him to build his pitch count up. So we had a plan in place. Then he gets out here, and he's a starting pitcher because he felt like that's what he needed to do, and we needed that from our pitching staff. That gives him an opportunity when he goes in the portal to go to Tulane, which is a good program. And, you know, he obviously has improved this summer. The plan worked, and he gets rewarded for it. So all those things are good. He wasn't as sharp today as he normally has been, but again, happy for him. He's going to be in a good program there at Tulane, and hopefully it leads to a professional baseball career at some point.
Well, that has been our time with manager Lauren Hibbs. Going to a field tomorrow with actual lights. We're going to take on the Falmouth Commodores. So thank you so much. Appreciate it, Coach.
All right. Thanks a lot.
So we talked about the visiting lineup for the Cotuit Kettleers before the break. But before we go to the defense and the pitchers, we just had a really cool showing for the first pitch. It was actually the Mount Rushmore of Boston Globe sports writers, Peter Gammons, Bob Ryan, Lee Montville, and Dan Shaughnessy, all four of them tossing out the first pitch. So it's really cool to see some sports writing royalty here in Falmouth.
Well, all of them have been instrumental to the sports media side of things here in the Boston and New England area. I mean, all of them with storied careers, with some of the biggest names in just media here up in this neck of the woods. So it's great to see them. They've still got cannons on their arms, I'll tell you. 4 great strikes for the ceremonial first pitches.
Those 4 here highlighting today's festivities in a game that's pitched by Falmouth right-hander Jaden Waiwoda from Holy Cross. And Chris, what does the defense look like behind him?
From first base to third across the infield, Kent Schmidt is on first. Carl Schmidt, no relation, on second. Adrian Lopez is at shortstop. Chris Newstrom mans the hot corner. The outfield from left field to right, Caden Brumbaugh, Micah New, and Antonio Morales. Doing the catching today for Jaden Waiwoda is Mason Eckelman.
And again, 1, 2, 3 in the Kettleers order to start this one off. It's Cam Johnson, Dean West, and Ryan Farber, lefty, and a switch hitter. And Ryan Farber, who will be batting left-handed against the right-handed arm of Jaden Waiwoda. He's making his second start of the summer and coming out of a masterful season of baseball at Holy Cross. Went 84 1/3 innings, struck out 79, had a sub-4 ERA en route to becoming the Patriot League Pitcher of the Year.
Now he's trying to have that translate here on Cape. He's been splitting his reps so far from the bullpen and the starting slot. He's thrown 4 2/3 innings already this summer. He's allowed 9 hits, 6 runs, only 4 of those earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. Currently puts him at a 7.71 ERA. So looking to get up early on some counts in this one. He's a bit of a slingshot right-handed hurler, 6'3", 220. So he's got the frame up on the bump to do it.
Again, he'll face off against Johnson West and Farber to start out. Coming off of the last time these two met, the Commodores came away victorious 7-6 in, I guess you could say, a bizarre ball game that transpired just a couple of weeks ago. Back in Cotuit, the Kettleers started off the scoring with 4 runs in the first of that one. The Commodores scored 3 in the second. It was back and forth all the way until the Commodores scored 4 more in the top of the 7th. And after the top of the 8th inning was played, the game was shut down, and the Kettleers did not have a chance to bat. So I'm sure there's a little bit of a feeling of revenge coming into this one.
Well, it's the first time I've seen a game called in the middle of an inning when the home team is down and the visiting team took an at-bat in the top of that frame. So overall, just a very bizarre game. And you're right, Connor, it should be something that could light a fire under the guts of these Kettleers players today.
They played 2 more times earlier this season on the 3rd and 4th of July, as is tradition with those two teams. Cotuit won the first matchup 3-2 over Falmouth and dropped the second 3-1 It's 320 to the corners here at Gov Fuller Field, 405 to dead center. It's tough to get one over the fence out there. We've got lights here as well, so we can play late. Action beginning here. Cam Johnson steps into the left-handed batter's box. The third baseman committed to Oklahoma. Waiwota into his motion. The first pitch in there, ball number 1 at 5:59 p.m. We've got an early one today, Chris.
Well, that we do. We rarely see these games get started with a first pitch above the scheduled time.
Waiwota into his motion for the 1-0. Cracked on the ground, hits the leg of Waiwota on its way to second base. Thrown down, but not in time to catch Johnson on the throw by Carl Schmidt. He is safe.
Now, Johnson's got that speed to leg out those infield singles. He's quick down the first base line. That ball took a pop off the leg of Waiwota, which slowed it down. Schmidt, the second baseman, tried to jump on it, but the baseball just took its time to get to him.
A slow roller to the second baseman, Schmidt. Should be an infield hit for Camden Johnson, who's batting over 300 this season. After him, it's Dean West, the left-handed swinging left fielder. First pitch to him is in there, strike 1 on the inner half. Pitch came in at 84 miles an hour. Waiwota pitching with no outs in the frame. One runner on first. That's Cam Johnson. West from UCLA. A throw back down to first. Not in time. West hitting .294 this summer on Cape. Waiwota standing tall on the first base side of the rubber, fires out of the stretch. That pitch is lifted out into right field. Coming in on it is Morales, who makes the catch head high for out number 1.
The second baseman from Auburn, number 33, Ryan Farber, number 33.
Farber's coming up to bat. The Cape League All-Star got a hit in that game this past Saturday. He's on his way to Auburn from Texas State. The former Bobcat, now a Tiger. Hitting with 1 out and a runner on first. Scoreless in the top of the first. Cotuit 11-16-2. Looking for a much-needed win. They're in a 4-game free fall. The home plate umpire awarding Ryan Farber a ball after a pitch clock violation from Waiwota. Or no. At first, the home plate umpire, Aaron Brown, said it was ball 1, but it's strike 1 as there's a hard shot to first, play made by Schmidt. It advanced Johnson over to second on the hard ground ball. So 2 down, Johnson on second.
Johnson got a great jump on it, pretty much attempting a hit and run, and it worked out as if Johnson hadn't ran. That ball went straight to the glove of Schmidt, had the opportunity and the time to turn 2, but Johnson got a good jump.
Caden Bogenpole, the 6'6" center fielder, digs into the left-handed batter's box. Batting cleanup today. Had a great start to his time on Cape as that first pitch is low, ball 1. Johnson on second. Bogenpole in the box. Went 1 for 2 with 3 walks and a homer in his debut with the Kettleers, but it's been rocky for him since. The pitch laced out to right field, a base knock. That's going to get to the corner. Johnson getting the wave around home, and Bogenpole is going to get into second with an RBI double.
Just a hot shot off the bat of Bogenpole. It got down the right field line in a hurry, and Johnson had a full head of steam. The second he heard the crack of the bat with 2 outs, he was on his way around third, in there safely.
He can get the bat around quickly. Another guy who can do that, Jack Natilli, designated hitter, stepping into the right-handed batter's box. The first look from that side in the Kettleers lineup. Scores 1-0. Kettleers up after the RBI 2-bagger from Bogenpole. Natilli, an uneven stance in the right-handed batter's box, takes a pitch outside, ball 1. 2 down, a runner on second. It's Bogenpole here in the top of the first. Waiwota, the right-handed hurler from Holy Cross, making his second start of the summer. Checks second, fires home, swing and a miss. 1-1. Waiwota is through 3 years at Holy Cross. Made 16 starts this past spring. Waiwota puts the ball in the glove he set at the letters. Makes a toss back to second after he disengaged. Count's currently even, 1-1. 2 down in the frame. Waiwota, righty-righty matchup. He fires. Taken inside and low by Natilli. 2 balls and 1 strike. Natilli had quite the hot streak earlier on this month. Won Player of the Week honors a couple of weeks ago. Hit over 600 in the 7-day stretch. Here's the pitch. Hits the upper half. It's 2-2. Natilli currently batting .244 on the summer. An .854 OPS, 5 doubles, 5 long balls. Waiwota fires. Swung on a hot grounder towards third, gloved and fired down by Newstrom in time to retire Natilli. Cats put 1 on the board in the top of the first. They're up 1-0 on Falmouth going into the bottom half of the frame, next on Cape League TV. The Kettleers interns in the very popular T-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Front of the merch sack.
1-0 is your score. Cotuit up on Falmouth in the bottom of the first. Ryan Buckler, the Cotuit right-hander, getting his first throws on of the day. In his third start of the summer with the Kettleers, a sub-2 earned run average.
Yeah, he's been incredible all season. 14 2/3 innings pitched. He's only allowed 3 earned runs. He's allowed 2 walks and struck out 7.
He's been solid, and as a starter, 338 earned run average, 8 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Buckler actually came in relief a couple of times ago in terms of the Falmouth meetings, went a scoreless inning the second time these two teams met this summer back on the 4th of July. Buckler fires against Antonio Morales to start out the Falmouth order. After him, it's Adrian Lopez and Micah New. Buckler, 6'1" tall, the right-hander pitching at Florida Atlantic University. He works middle of the slab, kicks, fires. That's chopped just in front of the plate. Buckler comes into play. It makes the underhanded toss in time to first, 1 down.
Well, Buckler is having himself a summer where he works quick innings. Doesn't need a lot of pitches to get through it, and he'll use that soft contact, rely a lot on his infield.
In his first start against YD, he completed 5 innings, and he only needed 56 pitches. Now he faces off against Adrian Lopez, the University of Southern California shortstop. We're at Gov Fuller Field, nestled right in the middle of Falmouth, here on the west side of Cape. The pitch, in there, called strike 1. The umpiring crew today, Aaron Brown behind home, Joe Gravina at first, Mike Griffin at third. Infield playing fairly deep against the right-handed hitter Lopez. Here comes the pitch. He hits that one high in the air out to the right side in the infield. Under it is Ryan Farber to make the play. 2 down.
The center fielder from the University of Arkansas, number 3.
Here comes Mike Gnu on his way to his 3rd school. Playing his college ball at Arkansas next year after time at Marshall previously. And he was pretty good there, but he has impressed a lot of people this summer. Around a .330 batting average. An OPS just under 1,000. The first pitch to him, sails high. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. New this summer, 7 homers, 20 RBIs. He smacks one high in the air out to shallow center field. Coming out to play it is the shortstop Luke Matthews. He made a head-high grab to retire the side. 1-2-3 frame for Ryan Buckler keeps it a 1-0 ball game going into the top of the 2nd inning. Ket's bat up next.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
At Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Kettleers back up to bat here in the top of the 2nd. They're up 1-0 on Falmouth here at Gov Fuller Field. Nolan Stevens, Luke Matthews, and Case Sanderson all step up. That's 6 through 8 in the order. Stevens, the first batter, swinging it left-handed. Got the day off last game. Comes into this one with 2 homers, 11 RBIs, and a double so far this summer. A lot of power in his left-handed bat. Hasn't shown it a ton on the field, but you can see it every time he steps in for BP. Going to Oklahoma next year after a couple of years with Mississippi State. Here's the first pitch to him from Waiwoda, a strike on the inner half. Waiwoda and Falmouth wearing their home whites with the black trimmed letters and numbers. Waiwoda into his motion for the 0-1. That's hit hard into right field. Gets down in front of Morales, and Stevens has himself a single. Third hit given up by Waiwoda already after a full inning of work. He gave up a run in 2 hits, but managed to limit his pitch count to 12. Now he throws against the right-handed swinging shortstop Luke Matthews, coming to Cotuit by way of Kent State. The Kets are wearing their maroon jerseys with the pinstriped white pants. He lays down a bunt right in front of home plate. Waiwoda with the toss in time to retire Matthews, but he did his job, moving the runner Stevens over to second. 1 down.
A good sacrifice bunt from Matthews. He produces from the 7th spot in the lineup card. He'll bring runners in. He'll set up runners in scoring position with sacrifice bunts like that. He's got a really good approach at the plate.
A sound player at that point in the order can hit for extra bases, drive in runs, or make the baseball-y play like he did there. Case Sanderson, the Nebraska first baseman, steps into the left-handed batter's box. Here comes the first pitch to him. A ball low and inside. A runner on second, Nolan Stevens. 1-0 ball game. Cats up here in Falmouth in the top of 2. The pitch hit hard on the ground towards the Kets dugout. Popped right off the screen. Sanderson batting with a runner on second. 1-1 count to him. Sanderson re-enters the left-handed batter's box with a semi-closed stance. Here comes the pitch. Drops in, but just a touch inside. It's 2-1. The shortstop, Lopez, playing close to the bag at second to keep Stevens honest. Outfield playing straight away. Sanderson had a 3-hit day last night. Here comes the pitch. Low and away. Ball 3. The lone Kettleer with multiple hits in that game against Chatham. He lost 6-4. Waiwota set at the letters, checks second, runner goes, pitches away, the throw down to third. It sails above the head of the third baseman, Newstrom. Stevens is chugging for home. He's in there safely. 2-0 Cotuit.
The Kettleers have been pressuring on the base paths early today. That was a good stolen base from Stevens, but then the airmail from Eckelman behind the dish allowed him to score. The Kets have scored a run apiece in the first 2 innings.
A run in the first, a run in the second. Eckelman couldn't make the throw down. He's making his summer debut here on Cape for Falmouth. So a runner on first. After that was ball 4 to Sanderson. He takes an intermediate lead off the base. Luke Lavin, the catcher, batting in the left-handed batter's box. The pitch. Low and inside, strike 1. 1 down, 2-0 Cotuit. Waiwota in early trouble. Stevens singled to open the frame. Came all the way around to score. Here's the pitch. Swiped at, it was fouled straight back. Cotuit needs a win here. They can get a half game behind Falmouth with a win over them here. All other West Division teams are playing against teams from the east side. Here comes the pitch. Swiped that straight back into the screen. Stays 0-2. Lavin's the 9-hole hitter. The leadoff man, Cam Johnson, due up next. 1 down, a runner on first. It's Sanderson. Lavin, the Stanford catcher, digs in, holding the bat over his shoulder with the red batting gloves. The pitch, low and away. 1-2 is the count with 1 down. Bourne and YD are already into the top of the 5th inning. Braves up 3-1. This is game 30 of the season. Only 10 left. The pitch. That was outside. Eckelman liked the spot, though. Sun still shining over the field here at 6:17 local time. Some shadows descending, though, over the pitcher's mound. Lavin crouched in the left-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch to him. It's high. Lavin's worked this from an 0-2 count all the way to 3-2. He has good discipline. 7 walks to 9 strikeouts this summer for the Cardinal backstop. The pitch, runner goes, throw down, not in time, but it didn't matter. Lavin gets a walk.
Back to the top of the order for Cotuit, the third baseman from Oklahoma, number 12.
Back-to-back walks issued by Waiwota on Sanderson and Lavin. Take it back to the top of the order. Cam Johnson got things started in this game back in the first. He singled and came around to score. So here's a mound meeting with Jaden Waiwota, who is struggling early on in his outing. The pitching coach, Todd Carroll, out there to talk to him.
It's just all about keeping control of the game right now if you're Waiwota. You've walked 2 straight. There's still only 1 out on the board, and your team's down in a 2-0 hole. You're just trying to get those outs working. You don't want to have to go to your bullpen early in this one, especially when arms are not a commodity right now that you have a lot of. We're late in the season, and guys are beginning to feel the fatigue.
You see guys leaving almost every day from Cape at this point. So Waiwoda has got to give him some length. Now he pitches to Cam Johnson, the third baseman, swinging it left-handed with 2 on. First pitch is socked straight back. It's 0-1. 2-0 is your score. Cotuit scoring with 3 hits in this game so far. Caden Bogenpole hit an RBI double in the first. Nolan Stevens advanced on a wild throw by the catcher. Mason Eckelman allowed him to come home. Here comes the 0-1. Bunt placed back. It's 0-2. Johnson has the ability to lay down a bunt and get to first with a single. But with 1 out on the board, might be just trying to move the runners. But it's out of play now. Third baseman Newstrom pinched in at his position. The second baseman, Carl Schmidt, close to the bag. Checks second. The fire from Waiwoda is low and away. It's 1-2. Waiwoda still searching for his first strikeout. He's allowed 3 hits and walked 2 already. The Holy Cross right-hander sets at his letters. Staring down home, fires. That's lifted high in the air out to right field. Chasing it down to his left is Morales, makes the catch and tosses it down to second. No contest by the runner over there, Sanderson. He stood pat at the bag. 2 outs in the frame now.
The left fielder from UCLA, number 36, Dean West.
Here comes Dean West, the Bruin left fielder. Flew out his first time up last inning. West, fleet of foot. Has solid plate discipline, 13 walks this summer. Here comes the pitch to him. It's low. Waiwoda having trouble commanding the strike zone. 32 pitches, only 18 have found the zone. Sanderson's on second. Lavin's on first. Ketzer up 2-0 here in the top of the second. Waiwoda releases. It's outside. 2-0. And again, this is the first time anyone on their team has pitched with Mason Eckelman behind the dish. He's in his summer debut. Wearing his all-scarlet Buckeye catching gear. Here comes the pitch. In there. Strike 1. Outfield playing straight away. They've come in a little bit to West, who isn't hitting too many extra base hits. Mostly singles and walks for him. Newstrom, the third baseman, is pinched in. A check back by Waiwoda. He fires home. That's taken on the inner half, a strike on a breaking pitch. Lavin on first, Sanderson on second. Each of them worked walks. There's 2 down in the frame. 2-0, Ketzer up. Waiwoda takes a breath, fires home. Hit a hard liner on the ground. The flip to second in time to retire. Lavin takes down the side. 2-0 though. The Kettleers get another run and they're up on Falmouth at this point going into the bottom of the second.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Bottom of the second here, it's a 2-0 ball game. Cotuit's up. Ryan Buckler back on the hill following his 5-pitch first inning. He dazzled in that frame, pounding the strike zone and getting quick outs. We'll see if he can do the same against the middle of the order for Falmouth. Kent Schmidt, Justin Osterhaus, and Carl Schmidt do up. Schmidt, the left-handed swinging slugger, playing first base out of Georgia Tech. Went 2 for 4 last night in their game at Harwich. Schmidt hitting .292 this summer. First pitch to him is low ball. Schmidt trying to help Falmouth get out of an early hole, down 2-0. The pitch. High tapper on the ground towards second. Charging and throwing is Farber. On time. Out number 1. Now it's Justin Osterhaus after the bounce out from Kent Schmidt. Buckler has retired the first 4. Justin Osterhaus, the designated hitter, transferring to Bama after a couple seasons at Purdue Fort Wayne. Holds the black bat over his left shoulder. A fairly straight up stance in the box. First pitch to him. Skips off of him and knocked him over. He's holding the bottom of his right knee. And he's still down. Trying to adjust his shin guard. Here comes the trainer. Osterhaus is down in the left-handed batter's box. Hopefully all is well with him, but he just took a shot to his knee.
It was just a pitch that ran in on him. He was, I won't say he was crowding the plate because he was still well within his right in the batter's box, but he was playing tight for the right-handed pitcher, Ryan Buckler. Anything that would break in towards the batter, and Osterhaus just was creeping a bit too far inside, caught him on the front knee.
He's walked down to first base by skipper Jared Saltalamacchia. So he'll be a one-out base runner for Carl Schmidt, the right-handed swinging second baseman. He's hitting 6th in the order. Went 2 for 3 last game with a double. Schmidt played his ball at Cal last year. He's hitting .291 this summer. The righty steps in with a slight crouch in his stance. Buckler set at the belt. Kicks, delivers, runner goes. It's hit hard on the ground towards third. Johnson gloves and fires on a line to first in time. 2 down as the runner, Osterhaus, advances to second. Now it's Mason Eckelman making his debut in the box for the Falmouth Commodores out of Ohio State. The left-handed swinging catcher hit .280 this year. Was a solid offensive catcher in his first full season as a starter there. Here comes the pitch to him. Taken outside. He's coming back to the Buckeyes for his junior season. He's getting his first summer ball action here. He's got a 1-0 count. 2 down in the frame. It's 2-0 Kets. Buckler looks back at second. Looks home. Fires. Hit backside foul. It's 1-1. Eckelman hitting 7th in the order. After him is Caden Brumbaugh, another player making their debut with Falmouth. Eckelman's ready, waving the bat over his head. Buckler fires home. That's high and away. Buckler not going to throw the hardest stuff, but has great control. He's locked in a 2-1 count with Mason Eckelman. Batting with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. High and away, 3-1. Buckler staring down home. Waiting for a pitch from his catcher, Luke Lavin. He kicks, fires, in there, it's 3-2. Eckelman, the batter, a .406 on-base percentage with the Buckeyes this year, worked 26 walks. In a full season of work, 217 plate appearances, 9 doubles, 5 long balls. He socks this pitch on a line out into center field. Measuring is Bogenpol, making the head-high grab for out number 3. It's 2-0 Kettleers, and we're going to go to the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore.
Guys, you're not thinking double on the field tonight. The Falmouth Commodores sport 2 Schmidts in their lineup. Kent and Carl Schmidt share the infield. And while they're not brothers, they boast various accolades, including both being selected for the CCBL All-Star game on Saturday. Kent, the first baseman out of Georgia Tech, is coming out of a 10-hit, 2-home-run season with the Yellow Jackets. He started at first on Saturday as an All-Star, scoring off a double play. Carl, playing second, finishes his redshirt freshman season at Cal with a .286 average, 5 home runs, one of which flew directly over his scoreboard image in the ACC Championship back in May. He made 2 appearances in the box on Saturday. The two now share Fuller Field once again. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Brooke. We'll go to a quick break here at Cape League TV with about a minute left until we return to play here at the field for the top of the third. Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers top of the order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Top of the third here. Cats up 2-0 on Falmouth, looking for win number 12 on this season. Ryan Farber, Caden Bogenpol, and Jack Natilli do up 3, 4, and 5 in the order for the Kettleers. The switch hitter, Farber, stepping in after a ground out to first in his first plate appearance today. Batting just a shade under 300 on the summer. One of 4 Cape League All-Stars for Cotuit. Farber steps in. First pitch from Waiwota is a strike on the inner half. Waiwota in his third inning of work allowed 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks. Has left 4 batters on base. The pitch, outer half, 1-1. No one down, no one on. Huge gap in the middle of the infield for Farber. Farber last game went hitless as he socks one straight through the gap into center field, a base knock for the Auburn Tiger.
Hey, you talked about how he's kind of had a little bit of a cold spell. He's been getting back into the hitting department. Just showed a great swing there. He's been right around the 300 line his entire time with the Kets this summer. He's been a consistent bat for Cotuit.
Now it's Caden Bogenpol. Laced an RBI double to the pole in right field. First pitch, taking a breaking ball strike for Waiwota. Four hits allowed on the day for Waiwota. Some light clouds in the air, but mostly blue skies here at Gov Fuller Field. Good day for baseball, as that's taken a ball just a touch high. Bogenpol hitting 200 this summer. From Missouri State. 33 long balls hit in his 2 years there. Here comes the pitch. Taken low and away. 2-1 Waiwota. Still struggling to find the zone consistently. Allowed 6 base runners to this point. Here comes his 2-1. Another take outside. Trying to work towards the right-handed batter's box against Bogenpol, but he has not offered it much. And the one time we've seen him take a big hack tonight, it resulted in a run. Here's the pitch. Taken a strike. Found the middle part of the plate there. It's 3-2. 2-0 is the score. Kettleers lead on Falmouth. Waiwota takes a breath. Glove set at his letters. Fires. Farber running for second, and he is in there, but it didn't matter. Bogenpol worked a walk. Eckelman still threw down. So back-to-back base runners to start the third for the Kettleers. Farber's on second. Bogenpol is on first, threatening to deal more damage as they possess a 2-0 lead at this point. Natilli, the right-handed swinging designated hitter, steps in. Watches a ball. He grounded out to third his first time up. The Cincinnati bat is ready. Waiwota takes a breath, fires, chopped hard on the ground left side. Foul, it's a 1-1 count. On the season to this point, Jack Natilli holds one of the highest slugging percentages on Cape. He's tied at third with a .471 mark. One of the best power bats in the league. Runner goes, Farber swing and a miss. He dives in time as the throw went to the outfield. Farber's going to trot home for run number 3. And that's the second time we've seen Mason Eckelman sail one over the head of the third baseman.
Well, the Kettleers have been doing a good job of swiping third base in those high-leverage situations. It forces a quick throw from Eckelman behind the dish, and he hasn't been capitalizing on the throws down to third. Twice today the Kets have scored on an error from Eckelman.
Sometimes you feel the rust. And that's what it looks like for him. Waiwota the 1-1. Socked on a line, bounces through the hole between short and third. And coming into third is Bogenpol. Natilli has a no-out single.
Now the hitting seemingly blending together for Cotuit. A couple of base hits here in this inning, a couple of good stolen bases, and the Kettleers just continuing to do damage. They've scored in every inning so far.
A run in each frame so far. We're in the top of the third. 3-0 Cotuit. Mason Eckelman walking out to the mound to have a meeting with his pitcher. Isn't the end of the line for him, though. Todd Carroll is not out there. And a quick pat on the shoulder by the shortstop, Adrian Lopez. I think just to calm him down, too, because he's made a couple of wild throws already. It's his first game of the summer. Hasn't played since early May, or mid-May for Ohio State. They didn't make their conference championship, or conference tournament. So it's been a while, and here comes Todd Carroll. So this should be it for Jaden Waiwota. He'll come out of the game after pitching a full 2 innings. He still inherits the 2 runners on the corners. We'll tell you about the new pitcher here in a moment on Cape League TV.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
New pitcher is Reese Markham, the right-hander making his debut this summer for the Falmouth Commodores, coming in relief of Jaden Waiwoda, who got tagged up for 3 runs in the first 2 innings. He got taken out before he could get his first out of this third frame. So Markham, he takes runners on first and third, so he's pitching in a troublesome spot.
Well, he doesn't come in the best of circumstances. A couple of guys on with no one out. Here in the top of the third, Cotuit already has a 3-run lead. Markham does have the pedigree, though. Now he plays at a junior college, Gulf Coast State Junior College, but he spent his freshman year with the University of South Carolina. Didn't see any action as a freshman there, so took his talents elsewhere, but he saw enough to get a Power 5 option out of high school.
Was the number 4 right-hander in the state of South Carolina, so he stayed home at first. He pitches against Nolan Stevens to start his action tonight. Runners on the corners. Bogenpol on third. Natilli on first. Third baseman Newstrom's pinched in. Here comes the first offer. It's a strike from Markham. Again, his debut this summer. The right-hander works first base side of the rubber. Stands straight up on the hill. Stevens hit a single in the second. He watches a changeup strike. It's 0-2. Stevens batting in prime position. No outs, runners on the corners. Cats up 3-0. They've scored a run in each inning to this point. Markham comes set at his chest. Kicks, fires. In there, called strike 3. 1-2-3 at bat against Nolan Stevens. Rung him up. Now it's Luke Matthews. Reese Markham looked pretty dialed in against his first batter, Nolan Stevens. Now he faces a righty in Luke Matthews. Runners remain on the corners after Nolan Stevens struck out looking. Here's the first pitch to him. Just a touch low, ball 1. Newstrom, the third baseman, playing with his toes on the infield grass. The first baseman, Kent Schmidt, playing on the bag, keeping Natilli honest. Here comes the pitch. Big swing and a high pop-up off to the left side. Newstrom's giving it a look, but it's well out of play. Counts 1-1 to Matthews. Hit a sac bunt back in the second to move Nolan Stevens over. He eventually scored. Last game against Falmouth, Matthews was 1 for 4, drove in a couple of runs. Cats lost that one 7-6. Here comes the 1-1. Socked straight back. 1-2 count now. Matthews has been a good run producer this summer. 11 ribbies in fairly limited action. Has only been playing for the past couple of weeks for the Kettleers. Here's the pitch. That's low and away. It's 2-2. Matthews batting with runners on the corners. A 3-0 game. Mound covered in shadows at this point. It's getting a little darker here, but still mostly blue skies in Falmouth. Here comes the pitch. Roped straight to the third baseman, throw down to second, and they say he's safe. It pulled Carl Schmidt off the bag. Bogenpol came home. I think they're going to say he did score. They say the ball bounced, so everybody's safe.
It was a bit of a wonky play, a one-hopper to Newstrom at third, and he went to second, but his throw pulled Carl Schmidt off the bag, so everyone reached safely. It didn't even give enough time for Schmidt to fire a relay over to first base to challenge Luke Matthews.
So Matthews is safe at first after a hard one-hopper to the third baseman. I don't know why, from my vantage point, it looked like that one was lined straight into the glove of Newstrom. If that was the case, he could have turned a triple play. Here's the pitch. Low on the corner, a strike to Case Sanderson, who's got a walk today. So they called it a fielder's choice. The run scored goes to Waiwota's tally. Matthews safe on first, and Tilly's on second. That pitch skips in, blocked well by Eckelman. He fires down to second, and they got Matthews on the hand. Great throw and tag from Eckelman to Schmidt.
Well, Eckelman playing a little bit of catch-up after he's been tagged with 2 errors already, but able to fire a seed down to second to get Luke Matthews.
So he gets a much-needed second out, and you said it, redeems himself a little bit after those couple of errors. It's 4-0. The pitch sailed high in the air off to the left side, over the netting. It's 1-2. Sanderson worked a walk last time up. He's coming off a 3-hit day with a double. Waiwota allowed 4 runs to this point. Markham trying to get through the rest of the frame, deals a strike, got him. Rung him up on strikes. A pair of backwards Ks for Reese Markham gets Falmouth out of the inning with minimal damage. Cats still add 2 runs in the frame. They're up 4-0 going into the bottom of the third.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
.40 is your score here in the bottom of the third. Cotuit up on Falmouth. The Commodores bringing up Caden Brumbaugh, Chris Newstrom, and Antonio Morales. It's 8-9-1 due up against Ryan Buckler here in this frame. Brumbaugh, the right-handed bat out of Nebraska, making his debut. Following another Commodore in his debut, Mason Eckelman. He flew out in his first time up. Buckler, the righty, works a strike on his first pitch of the frame. Brumbaugh started his career at Oklahoma State, then played 2 years at Nebraska. He's hit 29 doubles through 2 years. Low strike, or ball 1. 1-1 count to Caden Brumbaugh. Here comes the pitch. Hits the lower half. It's 1-2. Shadows growing on the infield. Sunlight illuminating center and right field still. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No outs yet. Buckler fires home. High chopper towards third base. Johnson charging, firing on a line. Not in time. Brumbaugh legged out an infield single.
It's almost a little bit ironic that Brumbaugh is able to leg out an infield grounder to Camden Johnson, pair of the quickest legs on Cotuit's team. So Johnson now kind of understanding what it feels like to see someone reach via an infield single. It was a great little slow bouncer for Brumbaugh, able to take advantage of that one.
Johnson was played back in the hole and just couldn't get to that one in time. Now it's Chris Newstrom. He hasn't played in 6 days. Last time he was out here was in the 16th against Brewster. The pitch, lower half, just got the corner. It's 0-1. Newstrom went 1 for 3 with a triple. Buckler pitching with runner on first. Pickoff move isn't in time. Keeping Brumbaugh honest over there. Buckler, the right-hander, fires home. Pitch drew outside. It's 1-1. His first leadoff base runner allowed this game. He went 1-2-3 in the first. Only saw 4 batters in the second. And he allowed a leadoff infield single to Caden Brumbaugh. Here comes the 1-1. That's hit on the ground towards short to second. The throw to first in time. They doubled up the Commodores. 2 down quickly.
Don't see the Kettleers turn 2 all that often. They've been a team that takes advantage of some infield grounders here and there, but that one just an easy 6-4-3 double play.
Bases cleared for Antonio Morales, the leadoff hitter. Bounced out to the pitcher, his first time up. Buckler is working efficiently per usual. Only 22 pitches through 2 outs in the third. First pitch is just a touch inside to Morales, the left-handed swinging right fielder. Coming off a season at Wake Forest. Here comes the pitch. High and tight again. It's 2-0. 2 down. It's 4-0 Cotuit. Falmouth hasn't been able to get much going against the quick-working right-hander Buckler. Working first base side of the rubber, that's socked high in the air. Tailing foul over the netting on the left side. It's 2-1. Kettleers after this one get an off day, and then it's back home to play Hyannis on Thursday. Then they hit the road again to face Wareham and Bourne on the 25th and 26th. Here's the pitch. Tapper first base side. Foul rolls towards the first base coach's box. Buckler strolling back to the mound. He's in a 2-2 count with 2 down. Morales looking for his first hit of the day. Buckler hasn't had to strike a single Commodore out today. It's all been soft contact. Here's the pitch. Swinging a soft liner out to right center field, gets down in front of Bogenpole, fields it on a hop and fires it in. A 2-out knock for Antonio Morales.
Oh, you've seen in some of Buckler's starts this season, he doesn't rely on the punch-out. He came into this game averaging less than a strikeout every 2 innings. He's still without a strikeout today as we're about to wrap up the third, but he does such a great job of pitching into soft contact where he doesn't need to rely on the punch-out.
Again, a lot of soft contact for Buckler. Part of a Ket's pitching staff that has a 3.59 ERA on the season. Fires over to first, not in time to get Morales. Morales is a willing base stealer. He's gone 13 times this summer, has reached with a stolen base 8 times. The batter, Adrian Lopez, 0 for 1 today. Standing tall in the right-handed batter's box, flares one foul over the right side. It's 0-1 to the tall shortstop. 16 hits, pair of doubles, 6 RBIs this summer for Lopez. Only hitting .222 coming into this game. Pickoff move to first isn't in time. Lopez, taller than your average shortstop, stands 6'4". He's seen time at first and second as well in his college career. Started at Long Beach State, then went to USC. Buckler operates, fires. Lifted on a line into shallow right field, gets down a base hit. Morales chugging for third. And Morales in there safely after a single with 2 outs. For Lopez, back-to-back base knocks for the Doors.
Buckler didn't allow a hit in his first 2 innings of work today. Here in the bottom of the third, he's allowed 3. All 3 have been singles, and Falmouth is just doing a great job of piecing together some base hits now.
Now here comes Micah New, swinging one of the hottest bats on Cape this summer. New is ready with a crouch stance in the right-handed batter's box. Socks one foul, just barely. Johnson made his best effort to go field it in foul territory. Looked like it almost hopped over the third base bag, but it did not. Runners will go back to their stations. New leads the Cape League in OPS this summer with a .981 mark. 7 homers, 20 RBIs, 11 stolen bases as well. One of the better runners on Cape. Steps back in. He's on the toe of his front foot with the flat back foot in his stance. The 0-1. Takes it a strike. It's 0-2. Buckler trying to work out of trouble. Runners on the corners. His Cats possess a 4-0 lead. Big hole up the middle. We're in the bottom of the third. New is ready, waving the bat over his shoulder. The pitch. Taken just outside. Ball 1. Buckler's been working the outer part of the zone against New, and he just barely missed with that pitch. New with the turquoise batting gloves is ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. On a diving breaking ball outside, Buckler's first punch out leaves 2 on. 4-0. Kettleers up, entering the top of the 4th.
Hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Cats up 4-0 entering the top of the 4th. Working against their second pitcher of the game, Reese Markham, entering his second full frame. Luke Lavin, Cam Johnson, Dean West step up to the plate. Lavin in the 9-hole. Johnson leadoff man and West hitting second. Ryan Buckler worked out of trouble in the bottom of the 3rd, leaving 2 stranded, each runner on the corner. Lavin, the left-handed swinging catcher, is ready. Markham settles on the hill. Third base umpire calls time. 1-0 pitch, a violation for Markham. The second pitch clock violation we've seen today. Markham fires home. A 3-hopper over to the second baseman. Play made. by Carl Schmidt, one down quickly.
Back to the top of the order for Cotuit, the third baseman from Oklahoma.
Cam Johnson steps in. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He came around to score. Lavin back to the dugout. A slight shift to the right side of the infield for Johnson playing the pull. The kick and the pitch from Markham is high. Still pretty bright out here. Blue skies over Cape here in Falmouth. A slight breeze blowing in on the infield. Trees lining left and center field. Here comes the 1-0. Check swing. Say he didn't go. It's 2-0. Johnson hitting over 300. One of the hotter bats in the Kettleers lineup. Cats have the advantage in this one. Up 4-0. Here's the pitch. Taken. Strike one. 2-1 is your count. One down in the frame. It's 4-0 Cats. Looking for win number 12 this season. Trying to get back into the playoff picture in the West. Here comes the pitch. Taken just inside. Count is 3-1. Markham worked a very quick 1-2-3 third inning after he came in with runners on the corners. Struck out 2 batters, Stevens and Sanderson. Markham kicks and deals. That's high, ball 4. Johnson works his first walk.
It's the 4th walk of the day issued to Cotuit batters who have become a lot more patient in the batter's box now that Falmouth pitching has been struggling to find the zone.
Markham and Waiwoda have struggled with the free passes. Waiwoda issued 3 before he was taken out after 2 full innings. Here's Dean West. Throw back to first, not in time. Johnson, the man on first, is the stolen base leader for the Kettleers. He's got 12 to this point. West 0 for 2 today. A fly out and a ground out. Markham kicks, deals, runner goes, pitches inside, and Johnson slid in well in time. Stolen base number 13 for the incoming junior. Johnson, quite the asset to have on the base paths. Now West batting with a runner on second. The left-handed swinging outfielder is ready. Here comes the pitch. Taken on the inner half. It's 1-1. Johnson scored a run back in the first. Now he's in scoring position for West. Cats are 2 for 8 today already with runners in scoring position. That pitch looped in, a strike on the inner half. It's 1-2. West batting from the left side. A long grandstand down the right field line. Wide open. That pitch sailed just inside. It's 2-2. But it's a unique look here at Gov Fuller Field. There's no fencing after maybe 20 feet past the first base side dugout, and then it's just completely open into a long set of bleachers all the way to the outfield wall. That area is being drenched in sun. Markham disengages. He's locked in a 2-2 count with Dean West. Looking to get on base for the first time today. He's got an on-base percentage of around .450 coming into this game. Here comes the pitch. Flared high off to the left into the trees. Stays 2-2. West hit in the 6-hole yesterday, and he reached 3 of 4 times. He was 1 for 2 with a pair of walks. He's hitting in the 2-hole today. Here comes the 2-2. Hits that high into the screen. Stays 2-2. West working a long count on Markham. The JUCO right-hander. West ready. The pitch. Hit high, and that one's going to draw foul again. Markham struggling to retire West. Looking for a pitch he likes. Lights on here at Gov Fuller Field. Markham fires home. Hit on a line on the ground towards the second baseman, Schmidt, who gloves and fires to first in time. 2 down as Johnson advanced to third.
The second baseman from Auburn, number 33, Ryan Farber.
Ryan Farber steps in. Still swinging it left-handed against the right-hander Markham. Scores 4-0. Cotuit's up. Looking for their second win of the season against Falmouth. They've lost 2 straight. Farber's 1 for 2. He scored a run, and he stole third. Markham fires home. High fastball. 1-0 count to Farber. 2 down in the frame, a runner on third. It's Cam Johnson. Looking around the league, Bourne is up on Whitey. 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Harwich up 3-1 on Hyannis. In the top of 4, here's the pitch. Low. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. Here in the top of the 4th. Slow-moving game. The pitching for the Commodores, they've struggled. Here it comes. Hit high on a line into left field. Going back on it and making the grab head high was Caden Brumbaugh to retire the side, leaving a base runner on third. It's 4-0 Cotuit going into the bottom of the 4th.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Commodores, the first baseman from Georgia.
Ryan Buckler enters for his 4th inning of work against the Falmouth Commodores. Kent Schmidt, he leads off the frame, the first baseman from Georgia Tech. Buckler spitting a scoreless 3 so far. Schmidt's 0 for 1. The left-handed first baseman, first pitch to him, drops in a ball. Schmidt has an unorthodox batting stance. He holds the handle of his bat maybe a foot in front of his face, tilted down just a little bit. Pitch is low and in. I feel like it's got to be tough to get the bat up and around when you're holding it like that.
You see a lot of guys with some interesting loading stances in the batting box, and a lot of it's just trying to release some tension.
He holds it lightly. The 2-0 is smashed out to left field. West dives and makes a beautiful grab out in left field. What a play.
What is it? 75% of the earth is covered in water. The other 25 is Dean West and the Cotuit outfield. I'll tell you what, the entire season, the Cats outfield has just covered so much ground to make those highlight plays where it almost doesn't seem like a highlight now. It happens so frequently.
Plenty of strong defenders out there, especially West out there in left. He seems to get to everything. First pitch to Osterhaus is a high ball. One down in the frame, 1-0 count after a spectacular diving grab by Dean West. Score is 4-0, Cotuit up. The pitch, it's low. And that was probably the hardest hit ball of the day by any Commodore. But it was robbed. Four runs to none, Cotuit up. Here comes the 2-0. That's hit high in the air, just got the netting. It's 2-1. Buckler at 39 pitches. Just has a knack for getting through the order quickly. Here it comes. That's low and inside. 3-1 is the count. Buckler stares down home. He comes set at the belt, working first base side, kicks, pitches, hits the inner half, strike two. Buckler with a quick kick and delivery in his motion. Doesn't waste much time. On deck is Carl Schmidt. Buckler kicks and delivers. High topper towards first. Sanderson gloves on the ground and makes the play unassisted.
No, Buckler's able to work those quick innings because he doesn't require a lot of pitches to get through an at-bat. We got to hear from him after his game, his first start against YD, and he said, I just like to throw around the zone. He's not afraid to challenge batters.
That's why he's so efficient. Buckler, pitching with the bases empty, deals a strike to Carl Schmidt on the first pitch. Buckler, 7 appearances, 2 starts this summer. This is his third. Has pitched 14 2/3 innings coming into this one. Hurls a ball just inside at the numbers for Schmidt. The Cal's second baseman, no relation to the Georgia Tech first baseman, Kent Schmidt, playing for Falmouth. Schmidt, a solid bat, hitting .290 this summer. The pitch, lined softly out into left field. Dean West coming in and played it off a hop, although it bounced an extra time in front of him. He was able to corral it in time to keep Schmidt at first, though. So a 2-out hit for Falmouth brings up Mason Eckelman. Loving the touch from the PA announcer to say, the Ohio State University. Don't mind that.
Wasn't it trademarked?
It is. It's official.
Unreal.
Righty-lefty matchup. Buckler to Eckelman. He's 0 for 1. Pickoff move to first, not in time. Eckelman flew out to center his only time up. Made a couple errors in the first 2 innings, but made up for it with a seed to second to catch Matthews stealing. Another throw back to first. No offer yet to Eckelman. Good eye at the plate. High bat to ball skills. Not a ton of slug, but can drive it to the gaps. Another throw back to first. The third before we've seen an offer home to Mason Eckelman.
Do you know the origin of the Ohio State University? Do you know like where the
you're
"the"
putting me
came
on the
from?
Spot. Well, I don't. Putting it simply, here's the pitch. Socked high in the air off to the left. It's well foul. I feel like I should know that given that I just graduated from there, but what do you know? I don't think it's very deep. Another throw back to first. Buckler working in an 0-1 count with Mason Eckelman. He's made 4 throws over to first. Buckler. The 0-1. That's high, ball 1. Buckler, 1-1 count with Eckelman, the Buckeye. Fires home. That shot backside foul, tailing towards the trees. It's 1-2. And I think I found it now, they wanted to call it The Ohio State University to avoid confusion with other OSUs like Oklahoma State. That was the initial reasoning, and now it's officially trademarked. And some don't like it, but here's a throw back to first, not in time, but I'm a fan.
Was Oklahoma even a state when it was the Ohio State founded?
Couldn't tell you, but there's Oregon State University as well. Here comes the 1-2. Shot straight back, foul. Buckler, the Owl of Florida Atlantic, is back on the hill. Firing to the Buckeye Eckelman from the Ohio State University. Buckler, his 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Went fastball low to get him swinging. His second strikeout of the game gets him through 4 complete. Still no runs on the board for Falmouth. They're down 4-0 to Cotuit going into the top of the 5th.
There's a 0 chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance, 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left. One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
Top of the 5th here at Gov Fuller Field. Third pitcher out there for Falmouth. Patrick Rogan steps in for his first time pitching with Falmouth. And taking a look at the Sacred Heart Athletics website to get the read on him, and he's listed in his bat and throw as a switch pitcher. So this tells me that he has the ability to throw from either side, so I'm really intrigued to see how this plays out here, if that changes anything in this game.
Yeah, I think I just glossed over the fact that he's listed as a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed pitcher. But yeah, now that you mention it, that is indeed a switch pitcher. He's got the glove that can fit on both hands, tucked on his right hand right now. He's starting lefty.
Makes sense. Pitching against the left-handed swinging Caden Bogenpole. Starts him off with a strike. It's 0-1. Rogan, he made 20 appearances at Sacred Heart this past year to the tune of a .398 earner on average. Drops a strike in. It's 0-2 quickly. Got to give a shout out to really the only two switch pitchers that come to mind, as here comes the 0-2. High, ball one. Pat Venditti could throw from both sides. Wasn't the hardest thrower, but he could make it happen from each side. And then I'm going to try not to butcher the name after this pitch. The 1-2. And slow bounced in. Durangelo, I'm not even going to try the last name, but you know who I'm talking about, Chris, right?
No, I don't. I would love to hear the last name to help figure it out.
Jeez. You got to follow the game more, I guess. Well, here comes the 2-2. Swung on, hit hard out to left field, but fell. It's spelled Cigntge, so Sintje, potentially. We'll say that, but he pitched at Mississippi State, got drafted last year as that pitch misses. It's 3-2. But he's in the Mariners organization right now, and he's a switch pitcher. He can throw over 90 from each side. Pretty impressive stuff. Don't really know what Rogan's splits are looking like there, but he can throw from both sides. His 3-2 is checked on. No swing. Bogenpol works his second walk of the game.
Well, it was a tantalizing breaking ball low and away that Bogenpol thought about giving a swing at, but able to pull it back in time. And now we'll see Rogan work a righty pitch now.
That's incredible. Throwing righty against the right-handed swinging Jack Natilli. Natilli, 1 for 2 with a single. He's pitching with runner on first, Caden Bogenpol. Now dealing righty, hits the zone for a strike. His uncle, Sean, pitched for the Cardinals. Well, at least their Appalachian League affiliate, the Johnson City Cardinals. The pitch hits the outer half again. It's 0-2. Looks like he throws a little slower with the right side. 76.
I got my hopes up. I was ready to figure out which Cardinal, and then you continued to read.
Pro ball is pro ball.
It really is.
The 0-2 is chopped towards short. A ready-made double play ball. Fired to second and to first in time. The relay for 2.
It was a good double play turned by the Commodores. At this point, it's all about just keeping this game where it's at. A 4-0 game in favor of the Kettleers, so you don't want to give up any more free unanswered runs. And when you have a guy like Patrick Rogan who can deal to pretty much anyone on the roster card, you want to take advantage of this opportunity.
Switches his glove to the right hand. He's ready to deal lefty once again to Nolan Stevens. Fires in a high fastball. Came in at 86 on the radar gun. He starts facing home and then turns towards first, which he's doing right now. Firing in. That's lined hard, two-hopper towards second. Fired in time by Carl Schmidt to Kent Schmidt. For out number 3, so Patrick Rogan spins a scoreless frame to start off his night with the Falmouth Commodores. It's 4-0 Kettleers going into the bottom of the 5th, where I'll give up the play-by-play duties to Chris Albright. The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing, where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers. Welcome back to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field for this matchup between the Falmouth Commodores and the Cotuit Kettleers here on the Kettleers Digital Network. Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. The Kettleers currently holding on to a 4-0 lead as we've hit the bottom of the fifth. Falmouth due up. It will be 8-9-1. Caden Brumbaugh, Chris Newstrom, and Antonio Morales. Righty-lefty to take on Ryan Buckler, who is out on the bump for his 5th inning of work. He's spun a scoreless 4 frames so far. The righty black glove set at his belt. The first offering swung on a hot grounder to Johnson. It bounces off his glove and it will settle in shallow left field. Staying put at first is Caden Brumbaugh, who reached on a blazing piece of hitting to Camden Johnson at third. Brumbaugh now 2 for 2 today.
And at first it looked like Johnson thought he had the ball in his glove. He went to make the transfer and then quickly realized it just popped out.
Johnson normally sure-handed at the hot corner, but that ball came in quick. Runner on first, no one out. The batter is Chris Newstrom. A pickoff attempt to first, not in time. Brumbaugh possesses 2 of the Commodores' 5 hits now. Newstrom, in his first plate appearance in the third, grounded into a double play. Here's the offering. A strike, bottom part of the zone, to Chris Newstrom. The 9-hole hitter, he stands 6'2", 200 flat in the right-handed batter's box. Just wrapped up his year at Tennessee. The kick and the pitch. Low for ball 1. Count evens at 1 apiece. Shadows completely across the infield. Just some pockets of sunshine in the dirt between first and second base. Buckler with a deep breath. The pitch. Runner goes. The pitch is a strike. And the throw down to second. Not in time. It popped out of the glove from Ryan Farber at the last second. Even if he held on to it, Brumbaugh got a great jump. He was safe regardless. A successful stolen base.
Just didn't have the arm on the throw, and that one took a hop, which gave the runner Brumbaugh just enough time to truck in there.
It's the first stolen base of the day for the Commodores. The 1-2 pitch, low in the zone, and called strike 3. Chris Newstrom tried to keep his bat back, unable to do so. It's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Ryan Buckler. All of his strikeouts coming later on in his night. He worked the first 2 2/3 of this game without a strikeout. And since then, he's gotten 3 in the past 2 innings of work. There will be a meeting on the mound. The pitching coach, Tim O'Connor, comes out to talk things over with Buckler. The entirety of the infield in the meeting as well, along with his battery mate Luke Lavin, who's doing the catching today. There's a runner on second with 1 out near in the bottom of the 5th. Cotuit still up 4-0. Buckler has not been needing a lot of pitches to get to where he's at tonight, and that's been par for the course throughout the season. Buckler right now sitting at 55 pitches. He needed 5 to get through his first inning, 10 to get through his second, 18 in the third, and he dropped down to 17 in the 4th. He's currently sitting at 5 here in the 5th inning. The meeting on the mound has ended. The lefty Antonio Morales, hitting from the leadoff spot today, will dig into the left-handed batter's box. Buckler kicks and delivers. Swung on, soft grounder foul down the third base line. Count will be 0-1 to Morales. Antonio is 1 for 2 today. He grounded out in his first plate appearance. He singled in the third. Currently up to a .250 average on the season. 0-1 with 1 out. Here's Buckler's pitch. Swung on and blasted towards right field. Stevens has to break back, and he leaps. He can't make the catch. That ball will kick off the fence. Coming around third to score is Caden Brumbaugh. The throw will go to third, where Morales reaches with a head-first slide. It's a one-out, one-run triple from Antonio Morales. He cracked that ball in the air to right field, and Stevens had to backtrack the entire time. Threw his glove up, but it just sailed over his head.
He's got good pull side power for a right fielder. He just drove that one well over the head of Stevens, and I think at first he thought that one was going to drop a little earlier because it took him a second. Then he broke back and just couldn't quite get to that ball, although it was a tough play to make with that one bouncing up off the wall.
Adrian Lopez up, the tall infielder for the Commodores. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it back to the netting. Count will be 0-1. One out, bottom of the fifth. Falmouth now trailing 4-1. The Kets built up a solid lead. Scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Since then, the bats have been a little quiet. The 0-1. Low and away. A good sliding block from Luke Lavin. A pass ball there would give opportunity for Antonio Morales to score. He's prancing at third base after his RBI triple. Morales is second of the summer. 1-1, the pitch. Swung on soft grounder toward short. Coming in Matthews, he'll play it. Throw to first in time to retire Lopez. But the ground ball does its job. Morales scampered home from third. Falmouth has sawed this Cotuit 4-run lead in half. The Kets now up 4-2 in the home half of the fifth. And now the power-hitting Micah New will step up to the plate. He leads the Commodores in home runs this season, and he leads the Cape as well. He's hit 7 round trippers. One of those against Cotuit earlier this season. Buckler takes a breath, delivers. A first pitch fastball strike to Micah New. Base is empty, 2 outs, Kets up 4-2. Buckler needing 1 out to get through his 5th inning of work tonight. The 0-1. Just a bit upstairs. Count will even at 1 apiece. New today is 0-2. He came into this game hitting .323 on an absolute heater of a summer. The 1-1. Wave and a miss on a diving breaking ball low in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. New and Buckler disengage. They'll each take a deep breath. Buckler digs his cleat into the slab, working from the first base side of the rubber. He has his sign set at the belt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Up and away. Count will even at 2-2. New struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. That was the first strikeout of the evening for Buckler. He's up to 3. The 2-2. Swing and a miss! Ryan Buckler up to 4 strikeouts on the evening. Falmouth scores a pair of runs. Cotuit's lead cut 4-2. When we return, top of the 6th on the Kettleers Digital Network. Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Kets, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Top of 6 here in Falmouth, Massachusetts, the south side of Upper Cape, on a beautiful night. Currently sitting at 70 degrees, some low clouds way off in the distance, but nice blue skies atop the diamond here. Sunlight beginning to fade, so a lot of high light towers beginning to illuminate the field, but there's a good crowd on hand, and they're sticking through this one. Packed bleachers on both sides of the infield, plenty of fans down the right field line, soaking in the last of this sunshine, and it's been a great summer here on Cape. Not a whole lot of storms.
It's been nice and clear, and today is another one of those beautiful days. It's almost just like what we saw here on the 4th of July, just not quite as hot.
And we are grateful for that one. Here's the first pitch to Luke Matthews. He takes a strike. Middle cut. It will be Matthews, Sanderson, and Lavin, 7, 8, and 9 due up for Cotuit this inning. And they're taking on the switch pitcher, Patrick Rogan. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball just a bit inside. Kettleers up 4-2 over Falmouth. Top of the 6th. Patrick Rogan in his first inning went 1-2-3, aided by a double play. The 1-1 is swung on and fouled over the screen above the first base dugout. Count is 1-2. No one on, no one out. Matthews today, he is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Matthews caught looking on a pitch that froze him in the top of the zone. The switch pitcher, Patrick Rogan, notches his first strikeout of the campaign in his second inning of work. Rogan will remain throwing as a left-handed pitcher to take on the lefty Case Sanderson. Now, the rule is for switch pitchers, they need to announce what hand they're throwing before the batter steps into the batter's box. Here's the first pitch. Sanderson takes a strike on the outside corner of the zone.
So against Ryan Farber, he might as well just stay with whatever arm slot he was using.
That would be the most likely case. Time is called. The home plate umpire, Aaron Brown, says that Patrick Rogan needs to make eye contact with Case Sanderson. Sanderson is 0 for 1 today. He was walked in his first plate appearance. The 0-1. Low and away. And the thinking with that rule is that it gives a bit of an advantage to the hitter, because being an ambidextrous pitcher, you could really take advantage of a batter and just throw it wherever they hit. The 1-1 is upstairs. So when you say that they need to announce the hand before the batter steps in, it gives guys like Ryan Farber, who can switch hit, an opportunity to pick which hand they want to attack the pitcher with. The 2-1, low in the dirt. Count now 3-1 with 1 out. Sanderson looking to get walked for the second time today. With an influx of great players now joining the game of baseball, switch pitchers included, you have to make those rules. 3-1. Swung on and flied towards left field. Playing it back, Brumbaugh. He'll make the catch up above his head, short of the warning track. 2 up, 2 down. So far, Rogan has retired 4 of the 5 batters he's faced. His lone blemish, a leadoff walk to Caden Bogenpole in the last inning. But that was quickly ceased with a double play. No one on, 2 out. Here, top of the 6th. Ket's still up 4-2 over Falmouth. Luke Lavin takes a first pitch ball. It bounced low and away. Lavin today, he is 0 for 1 as well. He was walked in his first plate appearance. The 1-0. Called a strike, a bit upstairs. Count now even at 1 apiece. Lavin will take a deep breath, re-dig back in. Bright red batting gloves. Gripping his bat, he's ready for the 1-1. Wave and a miss on a breaking ball, diving low and away. From the brief time we've seen him, looks like Rogan gets a lot more break on his left-handed pitches, but gets the speed from his right side. The 1-2. Wave and a miss on a pitch low and away. The catcher drops it. Eckelman will take some time. Throw down to first. It was a bit high for Schmidt, but he stayed on the bag. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Patrick Rogan. It's back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Ket's still up 4-2 over the Commodores as we head to the bottom of the 6th here on the Kettleers Digital Network.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. Trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Home half of the 6th here at Gov Fuller Field. Ket's up 4-2 over the Doors. Ryan Buckler's night is done. The righty spun 5 complete innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked none and struck out 4. And the new arm out on the mound for the Kettleers is Tyler Albanese.
The right-hander has played various roles out of the pen this year, primarily a late-inning, high-leverage guy. Earlier in this season, got 3 saves, but as we've gone towards the later half of games and guys have had to exit Cape, he's been relied upon more as a multiple inning guy, has a couple of 4-inning appearances out of the pen, so I think they're looking for a lot of length out of him tonight.
The first time we saw a lengthy relief appearance from Tyler Albanese was relieving Bo Sampson in that game against Hyannis just over a week ago, where he spun 4 complete, only allowed a run. He'll be facing 4, 5, and 6, Schmidt, Osterhaus, and Schmidt. Here's the first offering. A ball just inside to the lefty Kent Schmidt. No relation to Carl Schmidt, who bats 6th. Kent Schmidt is 0 for 2 today. A ground out and a fly out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on some high heat. And the second lengthy relief appearance we saw from Tyler Albanese, he relieved Max Hogg in that game against Harwich just before the All-Star break. Albanese also went 3 full innings. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball caught the bottom part of the zone. Count now 1-2 on Kent Schmidt. Albanese on the season sporting a 3 flat ERA. This is his 10th appearance of the summer. All are in relief. 1-2. The pitch. Swung on and hit high and softly to shallow left field. Coming into play is Dean West. He'll make the catch. First out away for Tyler Albanese. Now we'll bring up the designated hitter, Justin Osterhaus. Osterhaus 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Caught him on his front knee. He was able to walk it off, remain in the game. The lefty ready. Here's Albanese's first offering. Swung on and belted high towards right field. Stevens breaks back. He's up against the fence, and he'll make the catch. Just shy of the tall maroon fence here at Gov Fuller Field. A deep flyout for out number 2.
Looked like it was going to travel a little farther off the bat, and with the sound it made, I mean, that was middle cut, but didn't have enough juice, and Nolan Stevens made that warning track grab.
A pair of flyouts to start this 6th inning of work for Tyler Albanese. Cats are up 4-2 over the Commodores. The batter is Carl Schmidt. Albanese's first pitch, a breaking ball, low and away. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. No one is on for Falmouth, who still trail by 2. They scored a pair of runs in the bottom of the 5th to cut that Cotuit lead in half. The 0-1 called a strike on the outside part of the zone. Count now even at 1 apiece. Carl Schmidt is 1 for 2 today. He singled his last time up. That was in the 4th inning. The 1-1, swing and a miss. A good curveball from Tyler Albanese on the inside half of the zone. 70 miles per hour out of the hand of Big Al. Tyler has his sign. Blue glove set at his belt. He'll rock. Now he sets with a deep breath. The 1-2. Ground ball, right side. Gloved by Farber at second, and he'll throw to first in time. A 1-2-3 inning worked by Tyler Albanese. Ket's still up 4-2 over Falmouth, and we'll kick it to the 3rd member of our team, Brooke Kilgore.
Thanks, guys. After a couple innings here, I took a second to go check out what was going over there for the Falmouth Commodores. And Mount Rushmore may sit in South Dakota, but tonight it found a new home right here in Falmouth, Massachusetts. The iconic quad of Boston Globe sports writers Peter Gammons, Bob Ryan, Lee Montville, and Dan Shaughnessy took the mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch at Fuller Field. I had the rare chance to chat with Gammons and Shaughnessy about their legendary careers covering sports in the Codfish State. Their advice to young aspiring journalists: dive headfirst into every single opportunity. No doubt having the Mount Rushmore of Boston sports writing in the house made this a night to remember.
Thank you, Brooke. We'll take a quick break. Top of the 7th coming up.
The Kettleers and Turns and the very popular T-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville and West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric in Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. Generating trust. Top of 7 here at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field. Nestled right beneath the Falmouth Senior Center on a beautiful night. Here in Falmouth, Massachusetts, the Kettleers are up 4-2 over the host Commodores. It will be the top third of the Cotuit lineup card due up this inning. Camden Johnson, Dean West, and Ryan Farber. Lefty, then a switch hitter. The pitcher is still Patrick Rogan. His first offering to Johnson, a ball just a bit low and away. Rogan spun 2 strikeouts in the previous inning of work for him, both of them swinging. The switch pitcher looking to do some more. 0-1. Outside, count now 2-0. On Camden Johnson, he's 1 for 2 today. He singled and came around to score in the first inning, then flew out, and he was walked in his last plate appearance. Camden Johnson has had a great summer of getting on base for Cotuit. The pitch, upstairs. Count now 3-0 on Camden Johnson. Johnson came into the game with an on-base percentage of .371. That will take a couple ticks up. 3-0. Low and away, a 4-pitch walk to Camden Johnson. The second time he's been walked today, and that's the 6th walk issued by Commodores pitching today. Finding the strike zone has been not the easiest thing to do for the Commodores, and it's stretched across the entire pitching staff. The starting pitcher, Jaden Waiwoda, had 3 walks. Reese Markham had a walk. Now Patrick Rogan up to 2 on his campaign. A pickoff attempt back to first. Johnson's back safe standing. Dean West is now up for Cotuit. He's 0 for 3 today. Looking to break into the hitting department, the first offering. Low and outside. 5 straight balls thrown by Patrick Rogan to start this 7th inning. Kettleers still up 4-2 over the Commodores. Johnson, the runner on first with no one out. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Dean West. He shows bunt and pulls it back. That pitch misses low and away. 2-0 the count on Dean West. And for the Kettleers, all they need to do right now is stand in the batter's box. Patrick Rogan on the mound, not throwing strikes this inning. Pickoff attempt to first is not in time. Camden Johnson had a stolen base when he reached via a walk. That was his team-leading 13th of the season. West shows bunt. The 2-0 misses outside. Count now 3-0 on Dean West. Patrick Rogan on the verge of issuing back-to-back 4-pitch walks. Johnson has a 3-strike lead at first. The first baseman, Ken Schmidt, keeping him honest. The pitch sails inside. A 4-pitch walk issued to Dean West. That's now back-to-back 4-pitch walks thrown by Patrick Rogan against 2 true left-handed hitters. Now there will be a meeting on the mound. The catcher, Mason Eckelman, will walk out there, as well as various members of the Falmouth infield. Carl Schmidt, the second baseman, isn't joining them. We saw this in the first pitching change for the Commodores, where it was first the team, and then later on in the meeting, the pitching coach for Falmouth, Todd Carroll, went out to make the change, but he won't this time. Eckelman does his best to calm down Patrick Rogan, just as players. Well, I could call it a players' meeting. It was only players out on the mound. So everyone's back. Ryan Farber, a switch hitter. That's important because the switch pitcher, Patrick Rogan, just made the motion that he's throwing right-handed to everyone. Something he has to announce before Ryan Farber takes his place in the batter's box. And Farber elects to hit left-handed against the now righty Patrick Rogan. 2 aboard, no one out. The first pitch, Farber shows bunt, and it's a soft bunt right in front of home plate. Eckelman will glove it and throw to first in time to retire Farber. But the sacrifice bunt does its job as Johnson and Dean West able to scamper ahead, a bag apiece. The Kettleers now have 2 in scoring position with 1 out and a 2-run lead.
And Farber can lay down a great bunt. We just saw it there. Created some chaos in yesterday's game, allowed the Kets to score a run off a bunt that turned into a couple of errors, and this time he moves 2 runners into scoring position.
The head man for Falmouth, Jared Saltalamacchia, walks out to the mound to take the baseball from Patrick Rogan's hand. We'll see a new arm on the mound for the Commodores after this short break on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generatic automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily, using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally at Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly sponsoring the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. They're the go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Kettleers up 4-2. One out here in the top of the 7th. The new pitcher on the mound, Jacob Scholes.
The lefty out of Vanderbilt actually pitched last time these two teams met. Got the save in that game that Falmouth beat Cotuit. So looking for some more high leverage stuff. But this time in the 7th, so a little earlier than usual for him.
The batter is Caden Bogenpole. 2 aboard in scoring position with 1 out. The pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. Jacob Scholes on the season for the Commodores. This is now his 10th appearance, all in relief. He has a 2.53 ERA, the 0-1. Same pitch, a strike. A breaking ball that catches the bottom part of the zone. Scholes, through 10 2/3 innings of work, he's racked up 15 punch-outs compared to only 8 walks. The 0-2. Ground ball right side, and it gets into the outfield. Johnson will score. Rounding third is Dean West. He'll score uncontested. The throw goes to second base. It's a bases-clearing single for Caden Bogenpole, and the Kettleers now lead 6-2 over Falmouth.
Have a day, Caden Bogenpole. Couple of RBI hits. First the double back in the first. Now a 2-run single and 2 walks. He's having his best day at the plate since he had 4 hits against Brewster.
Jack Natilli now up, the power-hitting right-hander who has 5 home runs this season. He takes a ball up and away. Bogenpole has had a great day. He is 2 for 2, has worked a pair of walks, came around to score, and he's had 3 RBIs, half of Cotuit's 6 runs. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Natilli with 1 out. Natilli swings, chops it foul right off home plate. Count will even at 1-1. Cotuit scored 4 runs in the first 3 innings. Held scoreless the next 3 frames, have finally broken back into the scoring column here in the top of the 7th. They're up 6-2. The 1-1. Called a strike at the knees of Natilli. Barely caught a part of the zone, if that. Natilli is 1 for 3 today. A single and then a pair of groundouts. The designated hitter digs in. The 1-2. Natilli takes it, bounces into the chest protector of Eckelman. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bogenpole remains on first base. A big gap in the infield between first and second. Both Schmidts playing close to their respective bags at first and second base. Here's the 2-2. Swung on ground ball toward shortstop. Fielding on a high hop, Lopez will go to second for 1, and the relay to first is in time to get out Natilli. Natilli is grounded into double plays and back-to-back at-bats, and that will end the 7th inning. Cotuit is able to plate another pair of runners. The Kets are up 6-2 over Falmouth. We'll take a break for stretch time here at Gov Fuller Field. This is Kettleers Baseball on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily using only the finest beans. The wide variety.
Hey, it's Chris, and when I'm looking for a cold treat, I go to 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Hi, I'm Connor Shue. Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
The Kettleer Interns and the very popular t-shirt toss are brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family. Home half of the 7th, a bit of an extended break, as instead of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, we heard a beautiful rendition of America the Beautiful. On a very Americana-esque night, sun beginning to set, the clouds in left field, now with highlights of orange, an American flag, halfway down the right field line, billowing straight out towards center field as there's a bit of a breeze. Still some blue skies visible. It's not quite sunset yet. Just 8 o'clock here in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Kettleers up 6-2 over the Commodores. Albanese out on the mound, his second inning of work. And his first pitch is a breaking ball strike to Mason Eckelman. The catcher leading things off here in the bottom of the 7th. He'll be followed by Caden Brumbaugh and Chris Newstrom. Here's Albanese's 0-1 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Eckelman couldn't catch up to that heater. Out of the hand of Big Al. Albanese worked a 1-2-3 inning. His first frame here tonight. He's been incredible out of the bullpen for the Kettleers. 0-2 with no one out. Upstairs. At the collarbone, you could say, of Mason Eckelman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kettleers up by 4. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Albanese a deep breath, the kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss! Albanese with his first strikeout of the evening. He sits down Mason Eckelman. That's the second time today. Eckelman has struck out swinging. And now we'll bring up Caden Brumbaugh, who to the exact opposite tune is 2 for 2 today. A pair of singles. Both of them towards Camden Johnson at third base. Johnson at the hot corner has to be ready. The first pitch, Brumbaugh takes outside. His second single, which happened in the 5th, was a sharp grounder to Johnson that he was able to get a glove on, but just had so much speed, popped out of his brown leather mitt. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball, a strike, bottom part of the zone. Count evens at 1 apiece, 1 out. Kettleers up 6-2 over the Commodores here in the bottom of the 7th. Night continuing to fade fast here at Arnie Allen Diamond. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another fastball from Albanese. He works the off-speed and the breaking balls early in a count, then will blow past you a fastball and you just can't catch up to. The count is 1-2 with 1 out. The pitch. Low and away. Brumbaugh didn't bite. Count evens at 2 apiece. The Kettleers on the hunt for win number 12. Ket's currently sitting at 11-16-2. Falmouth at 13-15-1. 3 points ahead of the Kets in the Western Division standings with just a quarter of the season to go. 2-2. Bounced in there. A ball. But things can change quick here in the Cape League. You look at where everyone was just about a month ago. Cotuit was 1-7 through 8 games, only 2 points. They were last place in the West. Falmouth was 3-5, a place above them. The payoff pitch, just a bit outside. Man, it looked like it caught the outside corner. Instead, it's the first walk issued by Tyler Albanese, and it's the first walk of the day issued by Kettleers pitching. Ryan Buckler didn't issue a free pass in his 5 innings of work. Brumbaugh reaches base for the 3rd time today, and that will bring up the 9-hole hitter, Chris Newstrom, the 3rd baseman for the Commodores, with a bright pink arm compression sleeve on his back right arm. The righty's ready. Here's the first pitch from Tyler Albanese. A fastball strike, belt high. So you look at where the Kettleers were at a month ago, and you were wondering if they would ever be able to dig themselves out of that hole, and they did just that at a very quick pace. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and away. Count evens at 1 apiece. Just a week later, the Kets went on a little bit of a run. Bumped their win total up. They went to 4-9-1 with 9 points. That was still 5th in the West, but they were closing the gap quick. Falmouth took a little run of their own. They jumped to 7-7 with 14 points at the beginning of this month. A pickoff attempt back to first is not in time. So July 1st, Falmouth sitting at 2nd in the West, Cotuit at 5th. You fast forward 2 weeks after that, and the Kettleers were riding a bit of a win streak. They jumped up into a tie for first place in the West. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes. Pitch sails upstairs. The throw down to second. Not in time. A high fastball will make the count 2-1 to Chris Newstrom, and Caden Brumbaugh has stolen second for the 2nd time today in his first appearance of the season. For the Commodores, he's showcasing his speed. A runner in scoring position, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Kets are up 6-2 over Falmouth. The pitch. A strike. Breaking ball in there. Count is now 2-2. 1 week ago, July 15th, Cotuit was 11-12-2 with 24 points, tied for first in the West. Falmouth was 11-13-1, tied for second, just a point behind Cotuit. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Can't catch up to that fastball. Tyler Albanese, his 2nd strikeout of the evening, his 2nd of the inning. He's been getting that heater working. And the Commodores hitters just are unable to catch up to it. The lineup card will flip, and up will step Antonio Morales. The lefty from the leadoff spot today, he's 2 for 3. A single and an RBI triple. That plated the first run of the game for the Commodores. He then came around to score the 2nd with the next batter, Adrian Lopez. That's been the extent of it for Falmouth. They trail Cotuit 6-2. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Here's Albanese's pitch. Up and away. So you look at where the Kets were 1 week ago. They were able to jump out of the hole that they dug themselves in early, 5th place in the West, all the way up to 1st in the West. And that was in less than a month span. The 1-0. A strike on the outside corner. And you think there's still a quarter of the season left, a total of 10 games. You look at how much changed in each of those time frames, sometimes just weeks apart, Cotuit jumping up from 5th to 3rd or 4th to 2nd. So much can change still. The 1-1, a strike on the outside half of the zone. Count now 1-2 with 2 outs. on Antonio Morales. Adrian Lopez on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on second here with 2 outs. The pitch from Albanese. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Tyler Albanese, all on the fastball. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Kettleers still up 6-2 over the Commodores here on the Kettleers Digital Network.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Hey, it's Chris here. From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot in Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing, where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. Cats up 6-2. We've hit the 8th inning here in between Main Street and Dillingham Avenue. In Falmouth, it's a great night at Gov Fuller Field. Plenty of colors cast along the sky. It looks like a Bob Ross painting, you could say. Did you ever watch Bob Ross and his painting shows?
I can't lie, I never watched the shows, but I would see a lot of the clips on social media, so I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You're seeing what I'm painting?
Yes, I am.
I always love Bob Ross. The joy of painting. One of the best Bob Ross quotes I've seen. There's no mistakes, only happy accidents. I'll tell you what, there haven't been any mistakes or happy accidents today for Cotuit. They have a 4-run lead here in the 8th. The Kets are up to bat. It will be Nolan Stevens, Luke Matthews, and Case Sanderson taking on Jacob Schultz. The first pitch, Stevens takes a strike. No balls, 1 strike, no one out. Nolan Stevens today, he's 1 for 3. A single. He came around to score, then a strikeout and a ground out. 0-1. A ball low. Count evens at 1 apiece. The infield for Falmouth playing deep at first, second, and short. The third baseman, Newstrom, pinched in. His toes are on the grass. 1-1. Breaking ball, called a strike. Count is now 1-2 on Nolan Stevens. Outfield is straight away. And now the infield will take a couple steps back. Here's the pitch to the lefty Stevens. Swung on, fly, tailing foul down the left field line, and it will land harmlessly up against the fencing out past left field.
Fans, please stay clear of the gravel warning track. That is considered in play.
Count is now 2-2. Well, it says 1-2. The home plate umpire is saying 1-2, which is what I thought, but the scoreboard and TrackMan say otherwise. Count is 1-2 on Nolan Stevens. Here's the pitch. Stevens takes a strike 3. Stevens called looking the second time today.
Heavy diet of curveballs for Schultz, and they just kept dropping in, and it's kind of like a hammer motion. It's tough to really read out of the hand of Schultz, and he had Stevens the whole way.
The batter now, Luke Matthews. He's not reached base today, but he's been productive from his spot. He's 0 for 2. He takes a first pitch strike, a fastball from Schultz. Yeah, I'll correct myself. He had the sacrifice bunt, then he reached via a fielder's choice, but it brought in a run. Didn't count in the hitting department, though. He skies the 0-1 up and out of play. Lands in the top row of the bleachers up above the first base Falmouth dugout. Count is 0-2 on Matthews. He's hitting .255 on the year, and he's now up to 12 RBIs. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and skied towards right field. Morales will track Camp and make the catch at his shoulder. 2 up, 2 down to start this 8th inning. Jacob Schultz doing everything he can to give his Commodores a chance. They've allowed 6 runs from Cotuit. Falmouth has only plated 2. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. The batter will be Case Sanderson. Falmouth has had spurts of offense this season. It hasn't been every game, but the bats have been, you could say, a little bit more consistent in a good way for Falmouth compared to the pitching. A first pitch curveball strike is thrown to Case Sanderson. The pitching, I guess, has been consistent for Falmouth, but it hasn't been consistently good. Came into this game with a .453 team ERA, 8th in the 10-team Cape League. The 0-1. Low and away. Count evens at 1 apiece here with 2 outs to Case Sanderson, who is 0 for 2 today. He walked his first plate appearance. Looking to reach base again. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Night beginning to approach. Darkened skies, very dark blue, but there's some high clouds in left center field. A beautiful orangish pink hue. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Sanderson. Curveball upstairs. Can't break down enough. Count evens at 2 apiece. It's a very bright orange, these clouds in center field. Absolutely gorgeous baseball skies here on Cape. 2-2 with 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on, foul tipped. Barely caught a piece of it. Sanderson stays alive. Just adds to this incredible atmosphere here in the Cape League. So much history, so much story. Great nights for baseball here. 2-2 again. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Sanderson fighting to stay alive. Catch 6 runs on 6 hits. No errors. Falmouth 2 runs on 6 hits with 3 errors. Those errors have been a difference maker. Here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Swung on and flied towards left field. Brumball will break to his right. Camp and make the catch up above his head, a couple steps short of the foul line. Kettleers still up by 4 over Falmouth. Bottom of the 8th, when we return here on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Make sure to stop by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Theo Hardees, Meyer, and Sarah Pack are the Cape's leading experts on oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all of your hand and upper extremity needs.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service makes them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville, West Barnstable Road.
Home half of the 8th. Tyler Albany remains out on the bump. This will be his 3rd inning of work. We've seen a lot of great long relief appearances from him later on as the season has progressed. He's transitioned from just being a ninth inning guy to someone who can take you from the 6th to the 9th inning. He worked through the 6-7 innings pretty easily. Went 3 up, 3 down in the 6th, and then struck out 3 in the 7th. The lone blemish, a walk mixed in. He'll be facing 2, 3, and 4 Adrian Lopez, Micah New, and Kent Schmidt. Lopez, New, and Schmidt have been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Falmouth offense this summer. Lopez, he's 1 for 3 today with an RBI. 1 of 2 runs driven in today for the Commodores. He takes a first pitch strike on the inside part of the zone. A beautiful breaking ball from Albanese. But he's getting the punch-outs via the heat. He's shown it in later counts in the at-bat. Here's the 0-1. Fastball upstairs, swing and a miss. Albanese does a great job of lulling hitters into almost a sense of calmness before delivering one of his fastballs right past him. Here's the 0-2 with no one out. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. It was another fastball that Lopez was just barely able to catch a piece of. Lopez came into this game with 16 hits. He's up to 17 now. Looking to eclipse the 20-hit plateau this summer. Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3. A breaking ball on the inside part of the zone. When you don't throw a fastball, why not just buckle the knees with a breaking ball?
That curveball's been his biggest weapon all day. It's gone down to as slow as 70 miles an hour, and no one seems to be able to know where it's going or to even time it up if they see it out of the hands. So it's been a back-breaking pitch, and it's got him 3 straight strikeouts, Chris.
Back-to-back-to-back punch-outs. All of them have been, well, I should say 2 of the 3 have been swinging. The first pitch to Micah New, low and away a fastball. New today, he is 0 for 3. He has a pair of punch-outs. The pitch, breaking ball in there, a strike. Ket's up 6-2 over the Commodores here in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-1 pitch to Micah New. Curveball upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. Bit of a discrepancy with the scoreboard and what the home plate umpire Aaron Brown is saying, but he's regaining command of the situation. 2-1 with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and flew foul over the first base dugout. Up near a parking lot full of police cars. Looks to be a station of some sort next to the senior center up above Gov Fuller Field. Count is 2-2 with 1 out. Ket's up by 4. No one on here. Micah New, the batter. The pitch. Called strike 3. A fastball bottom part of the zone. 4 straight punch-outs for Tyler Albanese. Big Al is stepping up in a big way here as this game draws on.
Like you said, 4 straight, just all over the zone. Seems to be throwing his best stuff at this point, and the fastball doesn't have quite as much bite to it as it did early on in the season, but he's spotting it as well as he possibly can.
The batter is the lefty, Kent Schmidt. The cleanup hitter's 0 for 3 today. He takes a first pitch strike, a fastball middle cut. Tyler Albanese has been spectacular tonight. The lone base runner he's allowed was a walk in the 7th inning. He's retired everyone else he's faced. 5 strikeouts mixed in there as well. The 0-1. Another fastball strike. Bell tie caught the inside part of the zone. Count is 0-2 on Kent Schmidt. Kettleers up 6-2 over the Commodores. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Albanese looking to make it 5 straight strikeouts. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Kent Schmidt able to stay alive. Albanese now eclipsed 40 pitches in his outing. He's thrown 28 strikes. He's been peppering the zone. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Albanese set at the belt, takes a breath. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just a bit outside on the breaking ball. Count is now 1-2. No one on for the Commodores. They trail the Kets by 4. Cotuit did a good job of getting a grip on this game early. Scored 4 unanswered to start. Here's the 1-2. In and at the toes of Schmidt. Count now evens at 2 apiece. Middle infield playing deep for Cotuit. Outfield straight away. Now illuminated solely by some stadium lights. High above the diamond. 2-2 is the count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Albanese. Swung on a soft chopper to the left of the mound, and Albanese will glove it, pick it up, and underhand toss to first in time. It's a 1-2-3 inning, worked by Tyler Albanese. He got a pair of punch-outs in there as well. We'll head to the 9th inning here at Gov Fuller Field. The Kettleers up 6-2 over the Commodores, on the hunt for win number 12.
The Kettleers interns in the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Top of the 9th, the Kettleers are up 6-2 over the Commodores of Falmouth. There's a new arm out on the mound. 6 foot flat, 190. It's Grant Meert, the Lowell, Massachusetts native. No, excuse me, he's from Baldwin, Missouri. He plays his college ball at known women's lacrosse powerhouse Johns Hopkins. Also good at the women's track and field as well. His first pitch to Luke Lavin, a ball low and away. Meert, this is his 3rd appearance of the season. He's currently sporting a 7.36 ERA through 3 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Fly ball swung on into shallow left field, and a good sliding catch from Caden Brumbaugh. Fell right into his basket. Draws a Kool-Aid man, oh yeah, from the stadium announcer here at Gov Fuller Field. We'll take this moment to tell you that this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited.
Way to pull it together for that. That was impressive.
Oh, I have to have a serious bone in my body every now and then. 1 away, top of the 9th, Kets up 6-2. The batters, the leadoff man, Johnson. He takes a first pitch ball in the dirt. Ackelman able to block it. Count is a ball and no strikes with 1 out.
Man, Meert was nails this year at Johns Hopkins. 119 earned run average in 22 2/3 innings, 42 strikeouts, 6 saves.
The pitch. Inside at the hands of Johnson. Count is 2-0 on the lefty. He's been walked twice today. His most recent walk, a 4-pitch walk. A strike has yet to been offered to him here at this at-bat, so he's looking to do the same. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. A fastball catches the bottom part of the zone. Johns Hopkins, aren't they the Blue Jays?
They are.
Some good lax being played at Johns Hopkins. The Jewel of Maryland, I believe. Here's the 2-1. Low in the dirt. Count now 3-1.
Part of the Big Ten Conference in lacrosse.
Really?
Yes.
Conference realignment has gotten out of hand. Well, I guess they're affiliate school. It doesn't matter. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Johnson. He takes a strike. Count will now run full.
It's a little different than the normal spot in the Centennial Conference.
Known Centennial Conference powerhouse is Johns Hopkins. Here's the 3-2 pitch with 1 out, no one on here in the top of the 9th. Swing and a miss from Johnson. The first strikeout of the evening from Grant Meert.
I think calling them a Centennial Conference powerhouse is pretty safe. I mean, they're 44-5 this year. They didn't lose a game at home. 27-0. They went 10-1 on the road. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
They're beating up on the Rutgers satellite campuses too. They beat Camden 9-4.
The first pitch to the batter West, he takes a strike low in the zone. Man, I'll tell you, if you're Johns Hopkins, you're having no shame in beating up
Washington College.
Swarthmore College in a doubleheader. Here's the 0-1 to West. He takes low and away.
Don't forget about Rutgers, Newark, and Gettysburg.
Shout out Gettysburg. Oh, they played Messiah. They lost to Messiah University. Here's the 1-1 pitch with 2 outs.
They thwarted their chances in the D3 World Series. Not a great look. They lost 16-7.
Our photographer, excuse me, our photographer Max April plays his lacrosse at Messiah. 2-1 pitch popped up high. That ball won't leave the infield. Coming in to play it is Carl Schmidt. He'll camp and make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning worked by Meert. Cats are up 6-2 here at the top of the 9th. We'll take a break, and when we return, the Kettleers 3 outs away from claiming win number 12.
The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers. Tyler Albanese has been nails for his first 3 innings of relief work. He worked a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th, had a pair of strikeouts. He's up to 5 on the evening. And much like we've seen from him as this season has drawn on, the righty has stepped up in an advanced relief role. He's able to go the distance when you put him in the 6th, and that's what he's trying to do here today.
He hasn't really lost a step the entire time either. I think to this point he hasn't allowed a single hit, and I loved him coming out for the 9th with that very cinematic music in the back.
First pitch of the 9th inning for Albanese is a strike. A breaking ball, middle cut. He's facing against Justin Oosterhuis right now. The designated hitter batting 5th. Carl Schmidt on deck. Mason Eckelman will follow. The 0-1 swung on and fouled. A one-hopper into the dugout of Falmouth. Count is now 0-2 on Oosterhuis, who is 0 for 2 today. The lone time he reached base was via a hit by pitch. Completely dark skies now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and belted towards right field. Stevens will break to his right and make the catch. That is Chest. 1 up, 1 down to start the bottom of the 9th. The batter, Carl Schmidt. Schmidt is 1 for 3 today. He's singled and then had a pair of groundouts. The right-handed hitter forces the Cotuit infield to shade to their rights, expecting him to pull. Big gap up the middle. The first pitch is a strike. Caught the outside edge of the zone. Counts 0-1. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Kettleers up 6-2 over the host Commodores. Kettleers 2 outs away from win number 12 of the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball low and away. Most importantly about this game, should a win happen for Cotuit, it would stop what is now a 4-game slide for the Kets, stretching in between, or now sandwiching the All-Star break. 1-1, swing and a miss on a breaking ball that tailed low and away. Count is now 1-2 on Carl Schmidt. Outfield straight away. Bright lights illuminating everything here at Gov Fuller Field as the sky has darkened. Around 8:30 local time here. The 1-2. Just a bit outside. Man, it was a borderline call. Could have gone any way. But Schmidt has a good eye at the plate. There's only been 1 walk issued today by Kettleers pitching, and it was Albanese. Here's the 2-2 with 1 out. Got him swinging. The 6th strikeout of the day from Tyler Albanese.
Looked like the slider out of his hand, just a devastating pitch against same-handed batters. The righty Carl Schmidt stood no chance. Thought that one was going to stay a little tighter to the plate, and it just dove off into the other batter's box.
That was Tyler Albanese's 20th strikeout of the summer. He's just above 20 innings of work. The batter is Mason Eckelman. Swung on fly ball towards right field. Going back is Stevens. He's near the fence. He'll make the catch. The streak is snapped. Cotuit beats Falmouth 6-2 here at Gov Fuller Field. Kets now 12-16-2. They gain 2 points in what is now a very close race in the Western Division.
Come within a game and a half, or well, half a game after this win of Falmouth. Were initially tied for 2nd place, but now things are getting a lot more interesting in this part of the season as we get later. They needed to come into this stretch of games against West Division opponents and go over 500 in that stretch, and they're off to a great start, getting a decisive 6-2 victory over Falmouth.
Now, a little bit of bookkeeping. It wasn't Mason Eckelman. It was Bear Harrison who pinch hit for Eckelman in that last at-bat. So it was Harrison who flew out to Stevens in right field to end the game. Either way you cut it, the Kettleers walk away with a 4-run win here in Falmouth, Massachusetts. A big win over a Western Division rival. They currently sit 1 point behind the Commodores in the standings. And as we move into our post-game show here on the Kettleers Digital Network, we'll first wrap up this scorecard for you. Write it in. Kettleers, 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Falmouth, 2 runs on 6 hits, 3 errors. The winning pitcher, Ryan Buckler for Cotuit. He moves to 3-0 on the summer. The losing pitcher, Jaden Waiwuda, the starting arm for the Commodores today. He moves to 0-2 on the summer. And Tyler Albanese gets his 4th save of the season, a team high for Cotuit. The Kettleers left a total of 5 runners on base, and the Commodores left 5 as well. Connor Shue, as we move into the post-game show, just some initial things that stand out to you.
I think this is like a lot of those games we saw in the middle part of the season where Cotuit was able to ambush a team early and just keep their foot on their neck the rest of the way with great pitching. They scored 4 in the first 3 innings, and Ryan Buckler did a great job to work through 5 solid frames, only allowing his 2 runs in the 5th when he was starting to run out of steam a little bit. But Tyler Albanese picked up right where he left off and spun 4 hitless innings, struck out 6 in this late season effort. Just a great job from top to bottom. Seems like every time the ball gets to Tyler Albanese in that 6th inning, it's been just nothing but greatness from him and whichever starting pitcher precedes him. And we see another installment of that tonight. Cotuit got a couple more insurance runs in the 7th, and that's all they really needed.
We'll take a look at the scoreboard around the league, and this is shaping up to be a really great night for the Kettleers. The only other game final, Bourne took on YD. The Bravos and the Red Sox tied 4-4, so Bourne only gains a point in the standings. 3 other games going on right now. The Harwich Mariners are leading the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 6-2, that game in the bottom of the 8th. The Brewster Whitecaps beating the Orleans Firebirds 3-2, that game in the top of the 7th. And the Wareham Gatemen, who currently sit in first place in the Western Division at 15-4, they're up 4-0 over the Chatham Anglers, who sit at last place in the Eastern Division. So plenty still to play for. This is going to be a fun race for the playoffs.
It really is. This win doesn't get the Kettleers up in the standings at all, but it puts them in prime position to steal a position in that top 2 to 3 part of the Western standings. I mean, you said it, Bourne only tied tonight. Hyannis in line for a loss against Harwich. So things are looking up in that part of the standings for the Kettleers, and they're going to have to take a good, much-needed off day and really pounce on their next opponent, which is Hyannis. Just going to be a half game above them after this one. So they're in prime position, look good in all facets, and I think you just have to carry this positive momentum into the next game.
Well, for Cotuit, they just needed some momentum. Again, came into this game on a 4-game losing streak. That the first couple of those losses took place before the All-Star break. So to really bounce back as we're in the home stretch and get that win really rights the ship and gets some good things going for Cotuit. This is the first of 4 games against Western Division opponents. The Kets will take on every single team from the Western Division in order up until late this weekend. And then for Cotuit, it's just all about just finishing solid. I mean, there's no other way to put it. These guys have been out here all summer long. You can see the fatigue beginning to set in, but it's really whoever wants it the most come this final week of the season, that's who's going to get it.
I think you're right, and this stretch of games is ever important for the Kettleers. It's an opportunity to gain a lot of points in the division and get a leg up. Heck, at the end of this 4-game stretch, if it goes perfectly for the Kets, there's a chance they could vault themselves into first place in the West. So if they can keep getting contributions from all across the lineup like they did tonight and continue the good pitching, I think they're going to do that. And something I want to hit on, I think you might ask me about it later, but the guy who really impressed me tonight was Caden Bogenpole. He came out after a stretch of really tough games, honestly, and He was really scuffling at the plate, came into this game hitting under 200, went 2 for 2, laced a double to right field, and looked like how he looked at Missouri State, just hitting the ball hard and taking his walks. He went 2 for 2 with a double, drove in 3 runs, walked twice, no strikeouts on his line. That's what you're looking for on one of his good nights, and heck, he had one of the good nights here.
Bogenpol in the last 11 games for Cotuit, I should say 10 coming into this game, he only had 5 hits in 39 at-bats. 5 hits in 39 at-bats. He went 2 for 2 today, accounted for 3 ribbies and 2 walks, like you said. Just an incredible bounce-back game from Bogenpol, who, if the Cats want to win some games come postseason time, they need a hot bat and a power bat like Bogenpol to be ready.
And he was coming into the cleanup role today, somewhere he's hit often this year and, well, has struggled in that spot, but you're getting exactly what you want right there, a guy who can drive home runs in the 4-hole in your order, and that's what you're going to need in the postseason to really stack up wins as the season goes on and hopefully into the postseason for the Kettleers. So he projects as that type of player, the guy you bat fourth and just drives in a ton of runs for you. So he played that role very well tonight, so you can only hope he rides this into a hot streak for the back half of the year.
10 games to go in this Cape League season, and the Kettleers are needing some momentum here, but they got a great win tonight over a Western Division foe. The Cats beat Falmouth 6-2 today. Any final thoughts, Connor, as we wrap up this Kettleers postgame show?
Cats are heating back up.
Man of many words, Connor Shue. I'll leave you with this. Oh, yeah. Good win today for Cotuit. A special thank you to our producer and director, Sorka Lewis, for making the trip out. A special thank you to the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore. For Connor Shue, I'm Chris Albright saying good night from Falmouth, Massachusetts, where the Kettleers beat the Commodores 6-2 on another installment of Cape League Baseball on Cape League TV.